Hey guys, welcome to another video.
In this lesson, we will help you learn to speak English with confidence, one simple step at a time. I'm so happy you're here today. In this episode, we are going to talk about something very important: how to start talking in English. This episode is for you if you already know some English. Maybe you understand grammar. Maybe you know many English words. Maybe you can read or listen and understand English. But you still can't speak. You feel stuck. You try, but the words don't come. You want to speak, but you don't know how to begin. If that sounds like you, don't worry. You are not alone. Many English learners feel this way. This is very common. You are not the only one. You are not bad at English. You are not slow. You are just missing a few simple steps to help you begin. In today's episode, I will guide you step by step. I will help you understand why it is hard to speak, even when you know the language. I will also share simple, easy ways to start speaking. Even if you are shy, afraid of mistakes, or don't have a partner to talk to. We will talk about why speaking English feels difficult, small daily habits you can use, like talking to yourself, shadowing, speaking out loud, using simple words, and building confidence slowly. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. So get ready. Find a quiet place, put on your headphones, and let's take the first step together. You can speak English. Let's unlock your voice. Right here on Code Your English. Why speaking English feels difficult? Let's talk about why speaking English feels so difficult, even when you already know a lot of grammar and vocabulary. This is something many learners experience. They go to classes, they study grammar, they do exercises, they watch English videos, and they can understand many words. But when it's time to speak, nothing comes out. Their mind goes blank, or they feel afraid, and sometimes they avoid speaking completely. Why does this happen? The first reason is fear of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid they will say something wrong. They think other people will laugh, correct them, or not understand them. This fear is very strong. It can stop people from trying at all. But here's the truth. Everyone makes mistakes when they speak a new language. Even native speakers make small mistakes. And mistakes are not bad. In fact, mistakes help you learn. Every time you say something wrong, your brain learns how to say it better next time. That's how real learning happens. Another big reason is shyness or low confidence. Some learners feel very shy to speak in front of others. They feel nervous, or they don't like the sound of their voice in English. Maybe they are worried about their accent or pronunciation. Or maybe they are comparing themselves to others. Look at her. She speaks so well. I can't speak like that. When you think this way, your confidence goes down, and you feel even more afraid to speak. This becomes a circle. You don't speak because you are shy, and you stay shy because you don't speak. But here's something important I want you to remember. You are not alone. So many English learners, just like you, feel this way. Even people who live in English-speaking countries for many years can feel nervous when speaking. This is normal. It does not mean you are bad at English. It does not mean you are not smart. It only means that you need a little help and a little practice. And that's okay. What you need most is a change in mindset. Right now, your brain is telling you, don't speak unless you are perfect. But that is the wrong way to think. The truth is, you become better by speaking. You don't wait to be perfect. You speak. And through speaking, you improve. It's like learning to swim. You can read about swimming all day, but you will never learn until you get into the water. Speaking English is the same. You learn by doing. So instead of thinking, I'm not ready, try thinking, I'm learning, I'm growing. It's okay to make mistakes. This is a powerful mindset. When you stop trying to be perfect and just try to communicate, everything becomes easier. You don't need to use big words. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to speak with the words and confidence you have today. Remember, speaking English is a skill. And like any skill, it takes time and practice. You didn't learn to walk in one day. You fell many times, but you got back up. Speaking is the same. You might feel nervous or slow in the beginning, but if you keep trying, you will get stronger. Slowly, your voice will grow. Your confidence will grow. And one day, you will look back and say, wow, I can really speak English now. So don't worry if it feels difficult now. That's normal. What matters is that you start small, stay positive, and keep going. And that's what we'll talk about next. How to take your first simple steps to speak English every day. Now that you understand why speaking English can feel difficult, let's talk about a very important step. Start with small and simple sentences. This step may sound easy, but it is actually very powerful. Many learners think they must speak with big, long, perfect sentences to sound good. They wait and wait, trying to find the right words, and then they say nothing. But here's the secret. You don't need big sentences to start speaking. You just need small ones. Small and simple sentences help you feel confident. When you use short phrases, you don't have to think too much. You can focus on speaking clearly. You can speak without stress. And when you speak without stress, you feel better. Your mind becomes free. You start to enjoy the process. That's when real learning begins. Let's look at some everyday examples. Think about how we speak in daily life. We often say short things like, "Good morning," "How are you?" or "I'm fine, thank you." These are small, but they are real. You can use them every day. Or think about this. When someone asks, "What's your name?" you can say, "My name is Maria," or simply, "I'm Maria." Simple, clear, effective. You can also describe your daily life in easy phrases. For example, I wake up at 7. I drink coffee. I go to work. I like music. These are very short sentences, but when you say them out loud every day, you build the habit of speaking. The more you use your voice, the easier it becomes to speak longer later. Try this. Every day, say 5 to 10 small sentences about your day. You don't need a partner. Just talk to yourself. You can stand in front of a mirror or speak quietly while you cook, walk, or clean. Say things like, "I am cooking rice." "It is a sunny day." "I am going to the shop." This is not silly. This is training your mouth and your brain to work together in English. Simple language is not weak. It is smart. Native speakers also use simple words all the time. They say, "I'm tired. Let's eat." That's great. You don't need big grammar or difficult vocabulary to sound natural. The goal is to communicate, not to impress. In fact, when you speak in short, simple ways, your brain learns faster. You feel more relaxed. You don't feel afraid to make mistakes. And when you are relaxed, your English becomes smoother. Later, when you are ready, you can build longer sentences. But first, be strong with the short ones. And remember, the key is daily practice. Speaking is like exercising. You don't get strong by going to the gym once a month. You get strong by doing a little every day. So speak your simple sentences daily. Make it part of your routine. You can speak while brushing your teeth, while walking to school or work, while making tea. Just speak. It doesn't matter where or when. It just matters that you do it. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need difficult words. You just need to begin. Use the words you know. Use your voice. Speak clearly. Speak slowly. And speak simply. That's the best way to start your speaking journey. So now, take a deep breath, smile, and say something in English. Something small. Something simple. Say it out loud. Yes, out loud. This is your first real step toward confident English speaking. And I promise, with time, it gets easier and more fun. Understanding the real problem. Now let's take a moment to really understand the problem. Many English learners think, "I can't speak because I need more grammar," or "I need more vocabulary." So they keep studying. They read books. They memorize word lists. They do grammar exercises. They watch English videos. They may even understand what native speakers are saying. But when they try to speak, they freeze. They can't find the words. They feel nervous. They say nothing. But here is the truth. Grammar and vocabulary are not the real problem. You probably already know enough grammar. You already understand many English words. You can read. You can listen. Maybe you can even write. But still, you can't speak. So what is really stopping you? The real problem is fear, lack of confidence, and no speaking habit. Fear is very powerful. You may be afraid to make mistakes. You may feel shy. You may think people will laugh or not understand you. Maybe you are afraid of your accent or your pronunciation. Maybe you feel you're not ready yet. So, what happens? You say nothing. You stay quiet. You wait. But the problem is, that day when you feel ready may never come. Many learners wait for the perfect day. They think, "I will speak when I know more words. I will speak when I finish this course. I will speak when I can speak perfectly." But that day does not come. Why? Because English is not something you finish. It is something you practice. It is something you use. So if you wait for the perfect time, you may wait forever. And the longer you wait, the more afraid you become. Your confidence goes down. You avoid speaking even more. And you stay stuck. That is why many learners feel like they are not improving. Not because they are not smart, but because they are not speaking. The other real problem is lack of speaking habit. You don't have to speak for hours. You just need to speak a little, every day. But many learners never practice speaking. They focus only on reading, listening, or writing. They forget to open their mouth. And speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth, your tongue, your brain, they all need training. Just like learning to play music or ride a bike, you must use your body, not just your mind. So the key is simple but powerful. Start small. Start now. Don't wait. Don't try to be perfect. You don't need big words. You don't need perfect grammar. What you need is action. You need to start using the English you already know. Use it today. Use it right now. Start with short sentences. Talk about your day. Talk about what you see. Talk to yourself. Talk to your pet. Say something in English, even if it's just one sentence. That is how you build a habit. That is how you build confidence. And little by little, your fear will go away. Your voice will grow stronger. And soon, you will feel ready to talk with others. So remember, the real problem is not your grammar. It's not your vocabulary. It's not your level. The real problem is inside your mind. And the good news is, you can change it. You can break the fear. You can build a new habit. You can become a confident speaker. Just start. Start now. Start small. And never stop. The mindset shift from fear to action. Now, let's talk about something very important. Your mindset. Your mindset is the way you think about speaking English. If you want to become a confident speaker, you must make a small but powerful change in your thinking. You need to move from fear to action. Many English learners are afraid of speaking. They are afraid of making mistakes. They worry that people will not understand them. They worry that someone will laugh at them or think they are not good enough. This fear can stop you from trying. And if you never try, you never improve. But here's the truth. Making mistakes is a part of learning. In fact, mistakes help you grow. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. Every mistake is like a small lesson. It's not a failure. It's feedback. It shows you what to work on. So instead of being afraid of mistakes, learn to welcome them. They are not your enemy. They are your teachers. Another thing to remember is this. You don't need to be perfect to speak English. Many people wait and wait until they feel perfect. But you don't need perfect grammar, and you don't need perfect pronunciation to speak. What you really need is confidence. And confidence doesn't come from studying more. It comes from speaking more. English is not a subject in school. English is a tool for communication. You use it to share ideas, express feelings, ask questions, and connect with people. And just like any tool, you don't need to use it perfectly. You just need to use it well enough to get the job done. Think about a hammer or a phone. You don't need to be an expert to use them. You just need to know how. English is the same. When you change your mindset and start focusing on communication instead of perfection, something amazing happens. You stop being afraid. You start enjoying the process. You begin to use the words you know. You begin to try. And when you try, you start to improve. You start to win small battles. Maybe today you introduce yourself. Tomorrow, you ask a simple question. The next day, you describe your morning routine. These are small wins, but they are powerful. Each small success builds your confidence. And when your confidence grows, you become more comfortable speaking English. You don't feel so nervous. You feel proud. You feel excited. You begin to believe, yes, I can speak English. So, what should you do now? First, tell yourself that it's okay to make mistakes. Everyone does. Even native speakers make mistakes. Second, remind yourself that you are learning. You are growing. Every time you speak, you are becoming better. And third, focus on using English, not just learning it. Say something every day. Even if it's not perfect, say it. Talk to yourself. Talk to your friends. Talk to your teacher. Anyone. Just speak. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. And remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to communicate. So let's change that mindset together. Let's stop waiting. Let's stop being afraid. Let's take action. Speak today. Speak now. One word, one sentence at a time. And trust yourself. You are already better than you think. Start speaking with yourself. Now let me share something that many learners don't believe at first. You don't need a speaking partner to start speaking English. That's right. You can start speaking English right now, by yourself. And yes, it really works. Many people think, I can't speak because I don't have anyone to practice with. Or they say, no one around me speaks English, so I can't improve. But this is not true. In fact, some of the best English speakers started by talking to themselves. And you can do the same. You don't need anyone else to begin. You already have the most important person with you all the time, yourself. You can speak English with yourself anywhere, in your room, in the shower, while cooking, or walking. You don't need a classroom. You don't need an app. You don't need permission. You just need to open your mouth and start speaking. Now, you may be wondering, what should I say? That's a great question. Start with simple sentences. Don't try to make long or difficult phrases. Just talk about your day. For example, when you wake up, say, "Good morning, I am going to take a shower now." When you are cooking, say, "I am cutting the vegetables. Now I am boiling water." When you are getting ready to go out, say, "I am putting on my shoes. I need to take my bag." These sentences are short and easy, but they help you practice forming words, using verbs, and thinking in English. The more you do this, the faster your brain gets used to speaking English. Soon, it will feel more natural. You can also talk about your thoughts or plans. Say things like, "Today, I want to study English for 30 minutes." Or, "I feel happy today because the weather is nice." Or, "I am a little tired, but I want to finish my English practice." These kinds of sentences help you connect English with your real life, and that makes your speaking more powerful. Another great idea is to describe what you see. Look around your room and speak. Say, "This is my bed. It is soft and warm." Or, "There is a window. The sky is blue today." It doesn't have to be deep or special. It just has to be English. The more you describe, the more confident you feel. You learn to speak without pressure, and that's very helpful. Now, Here's the best part. You don't need to do it for hours. Just 5 minutes a day is enough to make a big difference. Even 3 minutes is okay in the beginning. The most important thing is to do it every day. Make it a habit. Just like brushing your teeth, make speaking English a part of your daily routine. And guess what? When you speak to yourself, you are training your brain to think in English. That's powerful. You are also training your mouth, your tongue, your voice, all the physical parts you need to speak clearly. Every time you say a sentence, you are building muscle memory. That means you will speak more smoothly the next time. So don't wait for someone else. Don't wait for a teacher or a partner. You are your best speaking partner. Speak with yourself. Talk out loud. Think in English. And enjoy the process. It's simple. It's free. And it really works. Start today. Start now. Just one sentence. Try it. I am listening to a podcast now. That's it. You've started. And every sentence after that will take you one step closer to fluency. Use the words you already know. Now let's talk about one of the biggest secrets to speaking English more easily. Use the words you already know. Yes, that's right. You don't need to learn difficult or advanced words to start speaking. In fact, trying to use complex vocabulary can slow you down and make you more nervous. Instead, focus on simple, clear English, and speak with the words that are already in your brain. Many learners think, if I use basic English, people will think I'm not smart. Or they say, I want to speak like a native speaker, so I need to use big words. But this is a mistake. The truth is, even native speakers use simple words every day. In real life, people don't always use fancy vocabulary. They say things like, I'm hungry. Let's go. I feel tired. It's hot today. These are short, simple sentences, and they work very well. They are powerful because they are easy to understand. So stop trying to impress people with difficult words. Instead, impress them with your clarity and confidence. Speak clearly. Use the words you know. Say things in a simple way. This is the best way to communicate. Let me give you an example. Imagine you want to say, I'm feeling extremely exhausted due to excessive workload. That's a long sentence with big words. But you can say the same thing in simple English. I'm very tired because of too much work. Both mean the same thing. But the second one is easier to say, easier to remember, and easier for others to understand. If you focus on using your current vocabulary, you will feel more relaxed when speaking. You won't stop to search for the perfect word. You won't worry about sounding academic or professional. You'll just talk, naturally and easily. And that's the goal. Now, how can you practice this? One good way is to choose 5 or 10 common words you already know, like go, eat, work, happy, or school, and make small sentences with them. For example, I go to school every day. She eats lunch at noon. I am happy today. These are short, correct sentences. They are easy to say, and they help you build fluency. You are training your mouth and your brain to work together in English. You can also practice by describing your day using simple words. For example, this morning, I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I had breakfast. Then I went to work. Nothing difficult, but still, it's good, clear English. You are speaking, thinking, and building confidence. Remember, you don't need a big vocabulary to start speaking. You only need the courage to use what you already have. You know more than you think. Don't wait to learn 1,000 more words. Use the 100 words you already know, and use them well. Every time you speak with the words you already know, you take a step forward. Your fluency grows, your confidence grows, and slowly, more new words will come into your speaking naturally. But you must start with what's already inside you. So repeat after me. I will use the words I know. I will speak simply. I will speak clearly. And I will speak with confidence. That's the way forward. Simple, clear, and powerful. Practice speaking out loud daily. One of the most powerful ways to improve your English speaking skills is by practicing out loud every single day. It might sound simple, but the effect it can have on your fluency, pronunciation, and confidence is truly amazing. You don't need a partner or a classroom. All you need is your voice, some time, and the desire to improve. Speaking out loud, even when you're alone, helps your brain and mouth work together. It trains your tongue and vocal cords to move in the right way, and over time, speaking English starts to feel more natural. A great way to begin is by reading out loud. Choose a book, a short story, or even a short article that you enjoy. Read slowly at first, paying attention to every word. Focus on how the words sound. If you come across a word you don't know, look it up and listen to its pronunciation. Then try saying it several times until you feel comfortable. Reading out loud helps you see the language, hear it, and say it, all at the same time. This kind of practice improves not just your speaking, but also your listening, vocabulary, and even grammar. Over time, you'll notice that your sentences become smoother, and your confidence will grow. Another excellent way to practice speaking is by repeating after English podcasts or YouTube videos. Pick a short clip, maybe a minute or two, where someone is speaking clearly and naturally. First, listen carefully. Then, play it again and repeat the sentences exactly as you hear them. Try to copy the speaker's tone, speed, and pronunciation. This method is called shadowing, and it's one of the most effective ways to sound more like a native speaker. The more you do it, the more your speaking will improve. You'll begin to pick up natural rhythm and intonation, which are very important parts of sounding fluent. If you don't have time to find a podcast or video every day, you can still do simple speaking exercises by yourself. For example, describe your day out loud in English. You can start with what you did in the morning. I woke up at 7 a.m. I brushed my teeth. I made breakfast. Then talk about your plans. Today, I'm going to the market. I need to buy vegetables and milk. These may seem like small things, but they are very effective. Talking to yourself in English is a great way to practice real-life language. It helps you build sentences faster and think more in English rather than translating from your native language. Another helpful activity is to pick a topic and talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes. You can choose simple topics like your favorite food, your childhood memory, your weekend plans, or even your opinion on something. Set a timer and try speaking without stopping. Don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to keep speaking and build your confidence. If you get stuck, pause. Think of a different way to say the idea, and keep going. With daily practice, you'll improve your ability to express yourself clearly and comfortably. The most important thing is to build a habit. Learning English is not only about knowing grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary, it's about using the language regularly. Speaking is like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So make speaking part of your daily routine. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes every day just for speaking out loud. You can do it in the morning, during a walk, or before bed. Even short practice sessions, done consistently, will lead to big improvements over time. Remember, fluency comes from action, not just knowledge. You might understand a lot of English, but unless you speak regularly, it's hard to become fluent. So speak out loud every day. Read, repeat, describe, talk, and express yourself. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect sentence. Just start speaking. Step by step, word by word, you'll become more confident and fluent. Keep going. You're doing great. Record your voice. One of the most underrated but incredibly effective ways to improve your English speaking skills is by recording your voice. It might feel strange or uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it's a powerful tool that can help you grow much faster than you expect. When you speak English, you may not always notice your mistakes in real time, but when you record yourself and listen back, you can hear exactly how you sound, where you hesitated, which words you mispronounced, and which sentences felt smooth and natural. This self-awareness is key to getting better. You don't need any fancy equipment to do this. Just use your phone or any simple voice recorder. Most smartphones come with a built-in voice recording app, and it takes only a few seconds to start. You can begin by talking about simple topics. Try describing your day. For example, today I woke up early. I had a cup of tea and went for a walk. The weather was nice, and I saw some children playing in the park. Keep it natural and don't worry too much about mistakes. Just speak freely and let the words come out. As you get more comfortable, you can expand to talk about your dreams, your future goals, or your opinions on different topics. You might say, "One day I hope to travel to another country. I want to experience a different culture and meet people from around the world." Or maybe you want to share your thoughts on a movie you watched or a book you're reading. These topics help you practice real-life conversation skills. They also help you express personal thoughts, which is one of the most important parts of language learning. Being able to share your ideas and feelings clearly. Once you've finished recording, take a break. Then come back and listen to yourself. At first, you might feel shy or even embarrassed. That's completely normal. But try to listen with curiosity instead of judgment. Notice your pronunciation. Were there any words you said too quickly? Did you pause a lot or get stuck on certain sentences? Were there parts where you sounded confident and fluent? Make some notes if you want. Then, try recording the same topic again, this time with a little more awareness. You'll probably notice that the second recording is already better than the first. Listening to your own voice helps you catch and fix mistakes that you may not notice while speaking. It also helps you build self-confidence. When you realize, wow, I can actually speak English, it gives you the motivation to keep going. And over time, if you make this a daily or weekly habit, you'll be able to look back at your old recordings and clearly hear how much you've improved. That kind of progress is not always visible in the moment, but when you compare your past and present recordings, the difference can be surprising and very encouraging. Another benefit of voice recording is that it helps you think more in English. When you record yourself regularly, your brain starts to get used to forming thoughts in English, instead of translating from your native language. This is a big step toward fluency. You begin to feel more natural and comfortable, and your speaking becomes more automatic. Over time, this habit will also help you improve your speaking speed, pronunciation, sentence structure, and even your listening skills, because as you listen back to your own voice, you're also training your ear to understand spoken English more clearly. So, if you're serious about improving your English speaking skills, make voice recording a part of your learning routine. Set aside a few minutes each day or a few times a week. Choose a topic, press record, and speak. Then listen, learn, and try again. Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being consistent. Over time, you'll become more fluent, more confident, and more proud of your progress. Your voice is your most powerful tool. Use it, record it, and let it guide you to success. Shadowing practice. Repeat like a shadow. One of the most effective techniques to improve your English speaking skills is something called shadowing. It might sound like a mysterious word, but the method is actually very simple and incredibly powerful. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say immediately, like a shadow following them. You don't wait, you don't pause, and you don't think too much. You just listen and repeat, almost at the same time. It may feel challenging in the beginning, but this practice is amazing for improving pronunciation, fluency, listening skills, and even confidence. When you use the shadowing technique, your goal is not just to understand the meaning of the words, but to copy the exact rhythm, tone, and speed of the speaker. You become like a mirror, reflecting their voice with your own. This helps train your mouth, tongue, and brain to work together in real time. Over time, this process helps you sound more natural, and it allows you to pick up the melody of the English language, the way native speakers rise and fall when they talk. It's not only about the words, but how the words are spoken. Shadowing is also great for your listening. When you shadow, you are actively focused. You have to listen very carefully to every word, every sound, and every pause. This trains your ears to catch the small details that you might usually miss when you're just watching a video or listening passively. As your listening improves, so does your speaking. The two skills are closely connected. The more you hear and repeat correct pronunciation, the more you will naturally start using it when you speak on your own. To begin shadowing, it's best to start with short and simple materials. Choose a slow video or podcast, maybe something made for English learners, or even this podcast episode you're listening to right now. Don't try to start with fast or complex conversations. That can be frustrating. Instead, pick something with clear pronunciation and simple vocabulary. Try shadowing just 1 or 2 sentences at a time. Listen to a sentence and then repeat it right away. At first, you can pause the audio, speak, and then continue. As you get more comfortable, try shadowing without pausing, speaking along with the audio at the same time. Don't worry if you can't catch every word at first. That's normal. Just keep trying. It's okay to go back, listen again, and repeat as many times as you need. You can even write the sentence down, read it once, and then try shadowing again. The important thing is to keep practicing and not give up. Your brain and mouth need time to get used to the speed and sounds of English, and shadowing gives them exactly that kind of practice. You don't need to spend a lot of time doing this. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a big difference. The key is to stay consistent. Shadowing every day, even for a short time, will help your speaking become more automatic and fluent. It's also a great way to prepare for real conversations. When you shadow regularly, you become faster at forming sentences, and you become more comfortable speaking without translating in your head. This is how you move from being a learner to being a confident communicator. Another great thing about shadowing is that you don't need anyone else to do it. You can practice anywhere, at home, while walking, or even while cooking. Just put on your earphones, choose your audio, and start shadowing. It's like having a speaking partner in your pocket. And the best part? You're not just listening. You're actively training your speaking skills at the same time. So if you want to sound more fluent, speak more clearly, and feel more confident in English, give shadowing a try. Start small, stay consistent, and let your voice follow the sound of fluent English, just like a shadow. With time and regular practice, you'll see a big change in how you speak and how natural it feels. Shadowing might be simple, but the results are powerful. Keep going. You're doing better than you think. Speak with a mirror or camera. One simple yet surprisingly powerful way to improve your English speaking skills is by talking to yourself in front of a mirror, or using your phone camera to record yourself while you speak. At first, this might feel awkward or even a little silly. You might laugh at yourself, feel nervous, or think, "Why am I doing this?" But trust me, this technique can do wonders for your confidence, fluency, and overall comfort with speaking English. It's like having a silent partner who gives you a chance to speak freely without any pressure or judgment. When you speak in front of a mirror, you're not just practicing English, you're also learning how to communicate more naturally. You can see your facial expressions, your gestures, and your posture. These things are part of real communication. In everyday conversations, we don't just use words. We use our faces, our eyes, and our body language. Speaking with a mirror helps you become more aware of these things. You'll notice how you look when you speak, and you can start working on improving not just what you say, but how you say it. Another benefit of this method is eye contact. Eye contact is an important part of communication in English-speaking cultures. Practicing in front of a mirror gives you a chance to make eye contact with yourself, which sounds funny, but it really helps. It builds comfort and confidence. When you're used to looking into your own eyes while speaking, it becomes easier to do the same when talking to real people. Over time, this reduces nervousness and helps you feel more at ease during actual conversations. You can talk about anything when using this technique. You can describe your day, share your future goals, talk about your weekend plans, or even pretend you're giving a short speech. For example, look at yourself and say, "Today I'm going to talk about my favorite hobby." Then start speaking as if you're talking to an audience. This practice is helpful because it combines speaking, thinking in English, and using natural body language all at once. It trains your brain and your body to work together when expressing yourself in English. Using a phone camera works similarly, but it gives you the added advantage of watching your performance afterward. Just open your camera app, press record, and talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Then play the video and observe. How was your pronunciation? Did you use filler words like or too much? Did you smile? Were your hands moving naturally or awkwardly? These details help you understand how you appear when you speak. Over time, you'll start noticing improvements. You'll see yourself becoming more relaxed, more expressive, and more fluent. Don't worry about making mistakes while speaking. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is to practice, observe, and improve little by little. The first time might feel uncomfortable. Your voice might sound strange to you. You might feel self-conscious. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. What once felt strange will begin to feel normal. And when that happens, your confidence will grow. You'll realize that you're capable of speaking clearly, confidently, and naturally, and that feeling is powerful. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. The key is consistency. Make it part of your routine. Maybe after breakfast or before bed, you stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself in English. Or maybe once a week, you record a short video diary in English and keep it to track your progress. These simple habits help build fluency, boost confidence, and make speaking feel less scary and more enjoyable. So don't underestimate the mirror or your camera. They're not just tools for reflection or photos. They can be your private practice partners. Use them to express yourself, build your skills, and become more comfortable in your English voice. Every word you speak brings you one step closer to fluency. And remember, it's okay to feel uncomfortable at first. That means you're growing. Keep going, keep speaking, and let your reflection show you how far you've come. Find a safe speaking partner. One of the most helpful things you can do to improve your English speaking skills is to find a safe speaking partner. This doesn't have to be a teacher or someone who speaks perfect English. In fact, it's often better if your partner is someone who is also learning, or someone who understands that language learning takes time, patience, and kindness. A safe speaking partner is someone who will not judge you when you make mistakes, who will support you, and who will grow with you as you both practice speaking together. Speaking with someone, even just for a few minutes a day or a few times a week, can make a big difference. You get used to expressing your thoughts out loud. You learn how to respond in real time. And, most importantly, you start feeling more comfortable using the language in a real conversation. Try starting with simple topics. What did you eat today? What are your weekend plans? What's your favorite movie or book? Talking about everyday things helps build confidence, and it creates a relaxed environment where you can focus on improving your skills without stress. If you don't have someone around you to practice with, don't worry. There are many ways to find speaking partners online. You can join English learning communities on social media or use language exchange apps. These apps connect you with other learners from around the world. You can speak in English and help them with your native language in return. Many learners find lifelong friends through these exchanges, and it's a great way to explore new cultures while practicing English in a friendly, low-pressure environment. When you talk with a partner, try setting a goal to speak for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. That's enough to warm up your speaking muscles and build fluency, but short enough to avoid feeling overwhelmed. You can even choose topics in advance or use conversation prompts. Some pairs like to share 3 things that happened in their day, or play a vocabulary guessing game, or take turns telling short stories. The key is to keep it simple and fun. You don't need to speak perfectly. You just need to speak. And remember, the relationship between speaking partners should always be based on respect and encouragement. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Don't apologize for your English. You're learning, and that takes courage. And be kind to your partner too. If they're also learning, they'll make mistakes just like you. Celebrate each other's progress, and don't worry about correcting every little error. Focus on communication, on building confidence, and on enjoying the learning process together. Over time, as you continue to speak regularly with your partner, you'll notice many changes. You'll start thinking more in English. You'll feel less nervous about speaking in public or in class. You'll become quicker at responding and more natural in your expressions. These improvements don't happen overnight, but they do happen with steady, consistent practice. A safe speaking partner can help you stay motivated, accountable, and excited about your journey. So, if you're serious about becoming a better English speaker, find someone you feel comfortable with. Whether it's a classmate, a friend, or someone you meet online, what matters most is the connection and the support. Speaking with another person brings language to life. It makes everything more real, more fun, and more meaningful. So take that step, reach out, and start talking. You're not alone in this journey. And with the right partner, every conversation can become a step toward confidence and fluency. Set small speaking challenges. One powerful way to improve your English speaking skills is by setting small speaking challenges for yourself. These challenges don't need to be difficult or long. In fact, the smaller and more fun they are, the better. When you give yourself tiny goals to complete each day, you build the habit of speaking regularly. Over time, these simple exercises can lead to big improvements in fluency, confidence, and creativity. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to speak and start using English as a normal part of your day. A good place to begin is by talking about your day for just 1 minute. It sounds easy, but it's a great exercise. You can do it in the morning, after lunch, or before bed. Simply set a timer, look at yourself in the mirror, or use your phone to record. Start by saying something like, "Today I woke up early and continue until the timer ends. Don't worry if your grammar isn't perfect or if you forget a word. Just keep speaking." The goal is to stay in English, even if you have to use simple words or repeat yourself. The more often you do this, the easier it becomes to think and speak at the same time. Another fun challenge is to ask 3 questions in English every day. These can be questions to your speaking partner, your teacher, or even to yourself. For example, what time is it? How was your day? Or what do you like to eat? If you don't have someone to ask, just write the questions down or say them out loud. This helps you become more comfortable forming sentences, using question words, and starting conversations. And if you do ask someone, you get real interaction, which is one of the best ways to learn. You can also try a pretend challenge, like ordering food in English. Even if you're not in an English-speaking country, you can practice at home. Imagine you are in a restaurant and say, "Hi, I'd like a chicken sandwich and a bottle of water, please." You can even act out a full conversation with yourself or a partner. "Do you want anything else?" "No, that's all, thank you." These small role plays are excellent because they prepare you for real-life situations. You feel more ready when the time comes to speak English in public. The key to these challenges is to keep them small and fun. Don't try to do too much all at once. Instead, slowly increase the level of difficulty as you feel more confident. For example, after practicing 1-minute talks for a week, try 2 minutes. After ordering food, try giving someone directions or describing a photo. Keep adding variety and new topics. The more you challenge yourself in a fun way, the more you grow. Also, don't forget to celebrate your wins, even the small ones. If you completed your 1-minute talk, give yourself a high five. If you asked someone a question in English and they understood, smile and feel proud. Progress in language learning comes in small steps. These speaking challenges are not tests. They're playful ways to push yourself forward, to make speaking feel like a natural part of your life, and to remind yourself that you are capable of more than you think. You don't need perfect English to complete these challenges. You just need the courage to try. Each challenge you complete helps you break the fear of speaking. It gives your brain practice forming thoughts in English. It builds your fluency and your flow. And most importantly, it makes speaking English feel less like a task and more like a game. So whether you're alone, with a friend, or in a classroom, try setting a small speaking challenge today. Take that tiny step, and then another tomorrow. With time, those steps turn into a confident voice that's ready for anything. Before we finish, there's one last thing I want to remind you, and it might be the most important message of all. You can speak English. You really can. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know every word. And you don't need to wait until you feel 100% ready. You just need to start. Speaking English is not about talent or luck. It's a skill. And just like any other skill, it grows through practice, little by little, day by day. Sometimes we believe that speaking a language fluently is something magical, like it happens naturally for some people and not for others. But that's not true. Nobody is born speaking English. Everyone, even native speakers, had to learn it step by step. And every successful English learner has made mistakes, felt nervous, and struggled to find the right words. That's part of the process. The only difference is they kept going. They spoke anyway. And with time, their speaking became smoother, faster, and more confident. So don't wait until your English is perfect. That moment may never come. And the truth is, speaking is how you become better. It's not something you do only after you've improved. It's something you do to improve. Think of it like learning to play the guitar. You don't wait until you're a professional musician to start practicing. You start with simple chords, and you make some mistakes. But over time, your fingers move faster, your rhythm gets better, and suddenly you're playing songs. Language works the same way. Your voice is your instrument, and the more you use it, the better it sounds. Every time you speak English, even just a few words, you are moving forward. Every sentence you try, every mistake you make, and every moment you choose to keep going instead of giving up, that is progress. You may not see it right away, but it's happening. And those small steps, they matter more than you think. Fluency doesn't arrive in one big moment. It's built out of hundreds of small victories. So celebrate each one. Celebrate the first time you order coffee in English. The first time you talk for 1 whole minute without stopping. Or the first time you understand a joke in a conversation. These are not small things. They're signs that your English is coming to life. It's okay to feel nervous. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to forget a word or get stuck in the middle of a sentence. That's normal. What matters is that you don't let those moments stop you. Because every time you speak through the fear, you get a little braver. Every time you try again after making a mistake, you get a little stronger. And before you know it, the things that felt hard start to feel easy. The fear begins to fade, and in its place, you find confidence, connection, and joy. So as you move forward on your English journey, remember this: you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Keep showing up. Keep speaking. Keep practicing, even when it feels awkward or slow. Your progress may not always be loud, but it is always real. And one day, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Not because you studied the most, but because you kept going when it mattered. You're not alone. There are millions of English learners all over the world, just like you, learning step by step, word by word. And with every small effort, you are becoming one of them. A global speaker, a confident communicator, someone who isn't afraid to use their voice. So be proud of yourself. You've already done something amazing just by starting. Now, keep going. Speak a little more every day. Believe in your ability to grow. And always, always remember, you can speak. You are speaking. And you are getting better.